How does a watch go back to Omega for a fault on the dial, and then you get back another faulty dial? Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. About 2 months ago, I bought this watch from Lee at Watches of the Vale. It is an Omega Sapphire sandwich. I paid £5,750 for this brand new £7,600 watch at MSRP. Even though I bought it from a grey market dealer, it came straight out of an AD and straight to him. The person who purchased this watch may have had to buy this watch to get to another watch, and they were willing to take the loss on this because of whatever else they had purchased in return. Everybody wins, especially Brenny. When I was doing the macro shots of this watch, gushing over this watch and how wonderful it was, I noticed a flaw on the dial, on the sub-dial at 9 o'clock. A very obvious flaw that you can see with the naked eye. I didn't notice that there were speckles all over the hour and minute hand, and I didn't notice that the timing second hand was slightly off. I didn't notice that it was an eagle-eyed subscriber who spotted that when I put out my video talking about the flaw on the dial. To be honest, if the timing second hand was slightly out, it wouldn't have bothered me. But the flaw on the dial and the speckles on the hour and minute hands were just too much to put up with on a watch that cost that much money, especially a watch that was brand new from an authorized dealer. I reached out to Lee. I said, "Hey Lee, something wrong with the dial." Lee said, "I'll take the watch back." I said, "No, no way, not at 5,750. I'm never going to get a brand new one of these at that price. Not for at least another year." I said, "No, I'll keep it, but I'm going to have a bit of a hassle. I'm going to have to deal with it." And he said, "I'll give you some more money off." So Lee gave me some more money back. He did. A grey market dealer offered to give me a full refund, offered to fix the watch, and then offered me some money back to compensate me. So I took the money. I ended up paying in total for this watch £5,500. Well worth it. And then I had a decision to make. Do I live with it or do I fix it? Do I live with it? Do I fix it? And then I thought about people like the honest watch dealer who, when, somebody passes away and the wife has to sell his stuff, the honest watch dealer is there chipping away at the price, trying to find reasons not to pay the agreed price. And he would be the first person to spot the flaw on the dial. And I thought, yeah, I don't want my wife to deal with all that crap when I'm gone, because the plan is never to sell this watch. This is somebody else's problem after I'm gone. So I thought, let's get it fixed. Luckily for me, and I mean really luckily for me, the manager of the Omega Boutique in St. Anne Street in central Manchester is a lovely guy. His name is Paul, and we have spoken from time to time. I reached out to him. I said, "Paul, can you help me with this watch?" He said, "Sure, bring it in." He knew what I paid for it. There's no way he could have sold me a watch at that price, because Omega boutiques do not discount. Well, they're not supposed to. I jumped on a train to Manchester and I dropped the watch off about 5 to 6 weeks ago. And last week I got the call to say, "Your watch is ready." And when I collected it, I did a video on it, and I'm sure you've all seen it. But it's been a busy week for Brenny, and today I have finally put the watch under the camera to check everything is okay. And Houston, we have a problem. And I don't want to come across like I'm moaning. I am not doing anything else with this watch apart from keeping it and enjoying it. But we have another flaw on the dial. This time, you cannot see it with the naked eye, and therefore I am going to live with it. Others may not, but I'm going to live with it. The hands are a massive improvement on the previous hands, and yet under the microscope, there are still a couple of flaws on the hands, but again, they're not visible with the naked eye. The timing, second hand, is now in the correct position, and luckily for me, under testing, the watch is still running fast. Brenny loves his watches when they run fast. The point of this video is to make you guys aware of what can happen to your luxury wristwatch after you hand it over. And what happened to my watch is not good. And in the Omega Boutique, the lighting is so bright, even you looking at it, you can't see it. It's only when you get home, you get the lighting right, and you zoom in with your camera, can you see the extent of the damage that somebody else did to my watch while they were fixing other stuff. If you look at the video, you can see that there's a hell of a lot of damage to the watch. Every single lug is damaged quite extensively. One of the logos on the back of the watch looks like somebody tried to scratch it off. And on the outer lug of the watch on one side is a nice little dent. I knew this would happen because when other people are handling your property, they didn't pay for it, so they don't respect it like they should. And maybe where they slipped up was the guy doing the repair on my watch just repaired everything and didn't really care about, the collateral damage of fixing the watch. So in the process of him fixing my watch, he takes the bracelet off, he throws the watch around, he opens the back, he pulls it all apart, he puts the case, he's messing with my watch. And maybe that guy isn't used to giving a stuff about other people's property, or maybe he's having a bad day or whatever, or maybe he's used to, after he's done what he feels like doing to my watch, he gives it to somebody else and they polish it. Maybe that's the process that I didn't have done to this watch. Maybe if this watch had been polished, then I wouldn't be as upset. But I'm not upset. That's the point, guys. I am not upset because I have multiple watches and I'm going to wear this watch and enjoy this watch. And the only regret is that I didn't get to put all those marks on it myself. And then we have to take a step back and look at the biggest elephant in the room. How does a watch go back to Omega for a fault on the dial, and then you get back another faulty dial? How is that possible? What the hell is going on at Omega? And this makes me reconsider buying all of these luxury wristwatches, when if something goes wrong with them, you have to send them back to then suffer what I had to suffer, which is a total lack of respect for somebody else's property. And there's one other thing I want to add to this. The speck, the little black speck on the dial, is only visible with a camera. I cannot see it, so I'm not going to worry about it. But imagine I only had one watch, and it was this watch. And I'd saved up for 3-4 years to buy it. And I'd paid the full £7,600 for the watch. And I loved the watch. And then I noticed the problem with the dial, the problem with the hands, the problem with the alignment, the timing secondhand. And then I sent it back to have it repaired under warranty. And then it came back in the condition my one was sent back to me in. How upset would I be? I would be fuming, wouldn't I? Well, you would be fuming, wouldn't you? You would. £7,600. What is that in America? Is that like $10,000? Imagine a $10,000 watch going back for repairs and coming back with a lot more wear and tear on it. And let me just say one other thing. I owned an Omega 60th anniversary Bond edition. That watch is a Diver 300M. It's slightly thicker than a standard Diver 300M. And I lost a lot of weight. My wrist got smaller. I lost 3 stone, to be exact. Couldn't wear the watch anymore. I don't like that bracelet either. That Melanie's bracelet doesn't suit my wrist. I sold it to a grey market dealer at a massive loss. I'll be really honest with you. I sold it for $5.5 grand and I spent $7,900 on it. It's a big hit. That's not the point. I'd owned it for 2 years. I sold it to a grey market dealer. And he put it up for sale as unworn. He did. I had to get on the phone to him and I had to say to him, it's worn. I wore it. Please don't misadvertise that watch as unworn. So he changed the ad to light new. He did. Just think, I'd owned and worn that watch for 2 years and it was light new. This watch I've owned and worn maybe 4 times. And it looks like it's been dragged through a hedge backwards. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't do the damage to this watch. And because I'm this far into the game, it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me. I hope somebody out there learns something from these videos. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I'll catch you on the next Brenny video.